So, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Blu-rayDave, and this has been a video a long time coming. And I know I announced this at least like what 2 months ago now. I know I said in that one video when I was talking about there was a stage I almost went through during a breakup. I requested for that video to have at least 10 likes. Well, that video did so great, I guess. It got 6 likes, so I'm thinking like, it's close enough. Like I'm actually anxious to talk about this, and this one's scripted kind of. I mean, I grabbed a note card and I wrote like 6 chapters, including an epilogue slash like final verdict. So don't worry, everything is gonna be in this whole video. So I want to explain everything, guys. But hopefully this video doesn't take too long. Like with my No Way Home review, that one took like a half an hour to record. But here it is, guys. The story I should have told 3 years ago, and I'm here to close this chapter. And I want to say this though, I am over it. I've been accused of like not being over it, and a disclaimer: some things I'm gonna say in here, not every girl is like this, okay? And also, I've had a few fans on Instagram kind of requesting to me and like asking me like, hey, what happened like during the breakup of 2018? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys. So here we go. Chapter 1, Meeting in High School. So where do I begin with this? Well, after 3 months of my grandmother's passing, my junior year starts, right? And it was easy. At least I got to meet one of my buddies on the first day before school actually started. Like, okay, we were in the school building, right? And then everybody was at their lockers, and then me and my buddy, we were just meeting each other for the first time in like 3 months. And so yeah, kind of where I'll start is where like I had special needs classes, right? So English was my second hour class. Um, yeah, actually, yeah, I remember. I remember this specifically because I remember in my junior year, um, my teacher, who was a really good friend of my grandma's for a long time, she divided the grades. So like, ninth and 10th graders would have this room, and then us, the juniors and seniors, would have like another room. I wouldn't mind if all of us were like together and all, but anyways, that's where we met. Uh, like me and Steph didn't necessarily meet each other right away on the first day. It was kind of like, okay, so like you know how in school, um, I guess it I guess it really depends on what classes you take, right? For like to present yourself. Like, okay, so this is English, right? I'm pretty sure special needs or not, or whatever class that's not English, you're gonna have to present yourself. It's not every class though, but anyways, we had to like make bios of ourselves, and it took at least maybe a week or two to like work on that. Um, and I gotta be honest though, I didn't like Steph immediately, guys. Like, I was just gonna be like, I just want to move on with my junior year, you know. So a few days went on by. We well, I'm sure we somehow met during that week or two or so, like before we did our presentation. I don't remember that little bit, but anyways, we get to that. We do our presentations of ourselves, and I think I was the second to last guy. Like I wasn't like the last person, but talk about myself, and I've had people like my classmates and teachers ask me questions and all that. And Steph asked me a question about, I think it was Five Nights at Freddy's related, because like you could also put like your favorite like um franchises in there in your presentation. I had a few besides FNAF, okay guys. Um and during the school year, me and my siblings had therapy. I'm not going to say why, because it's those are personal issues, okay? So I cannot say. But I don't know. I was told like me and my brother, we were supposed to meet at the office for something. I think it was for a therapist. Like a therapist met us at the school actually, and then we did our therapy at a different location. And I don't know why, but every time Steph saw me, she kept giving me like a flirty smile, and I don't know. She was there in the office. I'm like, what are you doing here? um, yeah, I should have seen the signs, guys. Like, she was pretty much obsessing over me and pretty desperate. And I had this feeling in the back of my head. I'm thinking like, okay, if her and I did date one day, it's probably gonna be like a mutual, like it's nothing too serious. But oh boy, did I thought wrong, which we'll get to in a little bit. Um, next into the next month, October, which was my birthday. Like as usual, like whenever you have a birthday, you want to bring like treats, like I did. Um, so I think it was on my actual birthday that we got to do that, and Steph was helping me with the snacks and everything, which I didn't ask for, but she offered, so I appreciated that. Um, I don't know. I felt like I could have like invited her to my birthday. Like we didn't exactly celebrate it on that day. It was just I think it was the day after. At least I got to invite my buddy Tegan over. I wouldn't consider Steph my best friend at the time because again, I was spending less time with her because again, I was still going through depression. That was my first time going through depression, guys. Anyways, bring in the next month, November. Thanksgiving actually. Oh my gosh. You know how okay, sometimes when you go onto Facebook, like you're brought to like the main page, like you see like your friends and family's posts, and you get like a recommended section. Well, Steph was actually on the recommended section on Facebook. I'm like, okay, might as well give her a friend request. You know, I could use some more friends to talk to. And just like that, as soon as I send the friend request, boom, she already responds and she starts texting me right away. And my thinking should have been like, oh, these are signs of desperation and a little bit of obsession. Because again, some girls can be like that to guys. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure every guy goes through this. There's always that one girl, guys. So, you're gonna be surprised for sure. And then she started talking to me and all that, and even I was surprised. Next spring in December, she starts video chatting me a lot on Messenger, and for some stupid reason, she had to like screenshot almost everything I did, and she would share them to me. Again, obsession and a little bit creepy, so ladies, you can't do that, okay? Especially to a guy that you like, okay? That's pretty fricked up. So we're still in December, right? And I loved what my special needs classes did. We always took like a field trip to the Crossroads Mall in St. Cloud. And I needed that just to like not like blow off some steam, but just recollect my thoughts and just hang with my buddies as usual. Me, Tegan, AJ, Travis, Damer, and some other guys. Like we were just chilling. Like, and this was the first time my brother, the Eradicator, like, because he was a freshman that year. This was the first time that he met my buddies, and like we've accepted him into the group, and of course, this is typical for girls who really like a guy. For any guy who's been through this, well, maybe you guys have, but I've been through this. I don't know why this one day on the field trip, but like when we were in a room together in the mall, she was with a friend or two, right? And I don't know if they dared her or like if she wanted to do this. I got so annoyed. Girls do this too, guys. Not every one of them though. Not every girl does this, okay? But she was poking me. She was poking me in the back or on the back of the shoulder. And I was so confused. Again, I was going through a hard time and I wasn't ready to date again. My exact response should have been, back off, okay? I don't know what your game is, but leave me alone. Still, I was trying to keep a positive attitude after my grandma's passing. I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, how am I doing this? How am I doing this? Because I had different priorities during late 2017. Like, I spent a lot of time with my grandpa during my junior year, and that's good. That's good because both him and I needed the support, and I need to put on my big boy pants. Okay, like, you know what? I need to spend a lot of time with my grandpa as much as I can. So I did that. Again, girls, why do you do that to us? To us guys? Why do you poke us or do stupid crap like that? Like, it's pretty obvious that you like us, so just say it. Just say it. I know it's not easy, but just say it. Again, I was going through a hard time and I wasn't ready. So yeah. And after that, I was just pretty much disappointed in Steph because she did that. Um, and again, she might have had insecurities because it's no surprise that when especially like teenage girls who are in high school and they're going through a lot of stuff, they're insecure. They don't know what they want until they reach the age of 25. That's the maturing stage. Okay, bring in 2018. Infinity War was my biggest priority, as you can see, which we'll get into that in a bit. Um, actually, I should have said Chapter 2, Steph's obsession with me. Oh my gosh, I really need to look at the note card. So, Steph's obsession with me was Chapter 2. So I apologize, guys, that I didn't say it. So okay, Chapter 3, the first date, Avengers: Infinity War. Okay, so we enter second semester, right? And again, I wasn't putting all my focus into Steph because I want to say it was pretty obvious that she had a crush on me, but I didn't see it because I was still going through depression. I even talked to my dad about it earlier that year, 2018. Like, we were at a McDonald's and I was telling him about it and he was on board. I was telling him like, "Dad, what do you think? Like, should I go for it?" And he was giving me some positive dating advice for sure. So thanks, Dad. um what else? What else? What else? Okay. I don't know why, but like during our special needs math class, um Steph and Lindsay and the other girls, they made up this stupid game called House, which is pretty stupid because you play House when you're like in pre-K. So apparently they get to decide like who's like the aunt and like who's the wife and who's the husband. Apparently, I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it really pissed me off and creeped me out. But apparently, I think they chose me as like the husband of this game, and Steph is supposed to be the wife. And out of nowhere, Steph hugs me while I'm sitting at my desk. I should have just walked up, like get out of my seat and get out of the room. I do want to mention this though, guys. Like during the field trip or shopping trip, there was this one little moment that like Steph and her friends were in this store and she wanted me to check out what was going on. I was right next to her. Like I know the video is reversed, but she was like right onto my right, and I'm pretty sure she wouldn't mind this at all, but I had this feeling like, should I put my arm around her? And I'm glad I didn't. Because, sure, again, she might have loved it, but I would have been uncomfortable with it. I'm like, okay, I'm removing my arm now. Again, that's a feeling with us guys. Like, sure, there's players. They would do that. They'd be like, oh yeah, just gonna put my arm around her, make sure she's okay. Oh my gosh, but I'm happy I didn't do that. Next, bring in to April. This was when Infinity War was coming out. Um, but one time she was crying, and I was trying to help her out. And another thing that girls like to do, and this is still part of like leading on to the date. Steph was doing everything she can to be right next to me. Like, sure, we have assigned seats, and I was fine with my spot. Like, every time she would move to like a different table, I don't think it was every day, but she was like, I was on my own table, she was at her own, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Again, I was being confused. Next thing, like again, she was crying, she was upset about something, and I put my hand on her shoulder. I mean, I watch a lot of Daz Black's videos. Like, he's a really funny guy. He's done topics on relationships, and he gave out this excellent advice. But I didn't watch this video like before I did not. I watched it like years later. He's like, no matter, like, for us guys, it doesn't matter what we do. You could touch a girl's shoulder or whatever, and they're still gonna be obsessed with you or whatever. And again, Steph had no problem with that. But we, no matter who it is, we do that just to make sure that we want to make sure that the person's okay, whether if it's our friend or our family member, or even if it's a stranger. Like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like that. I'm like, what's going on? Are you okay? I mean, sure, I should have given her a hug for like reassurance. Again, she would have loved that. But I'll be like, I don't care. You're my friend, and you need all this support right now. And bring in, I guess, like the week before Infinity War. I think it was like, I think when math class was starting, she was like right in front of me, right? And then before I think as soon as she was sitting down, she was turning around, she was looking at me, like, I kind of knew what she was saying, and she was trying to make it obvious, but not like to say it out loud. She's like, Dave, I don't mind if I dated you. And then she turned around. I'm like, the frick? Oh my gosh. And then I think it was like maybe during that week or the weekend, I text her. I'm like, I didn't want to make it obvious, but I text her like, hey, do you remember what you said to me at math class? And I know she was trying to play it off, like trying not to make it obvious too. Like, what do you mean? And I told her about it. And then I asked her, like, would you like to be my date for Avengers Infinity War? And she was on board, but first, I like to do this. I'm pretty sure every couple likes to do this before they start dating, like meet the parents. So that's what we did. Me and my mom and Steph and her mom, we met at a Caribou Coffee, which, by the way, Caribou is 10 times better than Starbucks. Take that. So we meet at a Caribou Coffee, right? And they were already there. They were like right next to the window, and like my mom and I got there, and then I saw in the window like it was like the sunset, like the sun was setting, and then I couldn't see the window, but you could tell she was like looking at me. And as soon as I get in there, and then there she is right there with her mom, and then we start having a good conversation. Like, that lasted for hours, and then my brother and sister tagged along later on. Of course, because like I said, my brother and Steph, they have a history. Like, they've been friends since like middle school. So yeah, we pretty much got along. Everything went great, and then I think that was official when we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and it was pretty. I wouldn't say cold, but it was like kind of chilly when we got out because it was closing. We stayed until closing time, right? Oh my gosh! And then she starts hugging me, and I don't remember. I don't remember if I had like a sweatshirt on because as guys in the relationship, we need to make sure we give the girl our sweatshirts or our coats to make them feel warm. But she was hugging me. I think I put my arm around her, and yeah. And bring in Avengers Week Thursday. I buy the tickets the day before, so it was me, Steph, my brother, my sister, my mom, my grandpa, my uncle. We all went to go see the movie the next day. Um, okay, so bring in the next day. Getting prepped for date day. um, yeah, I told Steph I was paying for everything, and like even she had extra money on her. I'm like, no, 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 let me do it. As the male in the relationship, I have to pay for everything, and I feel like that still should be a rule. Okay, all the guys out there, please have your wallets on you. Okay, obviously not when you're in your homes. Okay, because that's unnecessary. But yeah. So and Steph got permission to ride home on our bus, and yeah, we were just chilling for the first few minutes, and then we finally get ready for the movie and introduce her to my grandpa and uncle, and then finally watch the movie, and yeah, I'll never forget that one. I mean, to me personally, that date was pretty special to me. Um, yeah, like so. Yeah, we're in the theater, right? And Steph is right next to me, right here. My brother's right here, and I believe my sister was right next to Steph. And oh my gosh, we were holding hands the whole time. And at the very end, like I don't know why I didn't cry at that one scene, but my brother was. And I didn't make fun of him because as an MCU fan, you're gonna want to cry to, or it's gonna happen unexpectedly. Like I cried through almost throughout Endgame, so I had to make sure that he was okay. Then after that, um, we dropped her home, and then I had to walk her to her door to make sure that she makes it okay, and then we hugged for a few seconds. I'm not trying to get too attached or too emotional here because I know I said I've regretted dating her because this is where things get um, more stupid. As fun as that first date was, we need to get down to the nitty gritty of it. Um, so during that same weekend, she's at her dad's, right? I'm not gonna explain everything else about that, like the personal stuff from that. Um, bring in Sunday. Me and my mom were going to this like evening event at our church, and my mom thought, wouldn't it be cool if we brought her along? So we did. So we picked her up from her dad's. I find I finally meet her dad, and still to this day I respect him, and I've only met him once. I only met him once, and he was pretty intimidating. He was pretty scary. I didn't say that to his face, but like I told Steph that. Like I don't remember if we were in the car, but oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I respect the guy. So anyways, we go to church, and I would just do what any Christian couple would do. Like again, she was right here on my right, and I put my arm around her, and then there were a few people talking in church about about our relationship, and okay, I do want to say this though, guys. Okay, I wasn't using her. Okay. Because I hate that. I hate using people, okay? You should, especially in a relationship, you do not want to use people, okay? But I wanted to make my church friends jealous, so I eventually did that. And one of my buddies wanted to sit right next to me because I had a girlfriend, right? So I'm thinking, like, wait a second. So how come you don't want to ask me to hang out with you, but it's okay that you can hang out with me because I am in a relationship? Piss off, dude. Like, come on. That's not cool. And the event is done, and me and my friends, we were talking about Infinity War, and again, I have my arm around Steph, and I just felt so accomplished. Like, yes! Out of all of like my buddies in my church group, like I am the first one here to get a girlfriend, and like make my friends jealous. And again, I had no regrets. So, but again, I wasn't using her. Okay. And then my old pastor, right before we left the church, like a year later, my pastor, he brings me downstairs and he gives me dating advice for sure. And of course, he's a great guy because we've known him for a long time. Also, after that, we went shopping at Target because I needed to buy a few things before we needed to drop her off. And after that, we dropped her off at her place. And I believe that was the first time that we actually got to go inside her house. And it's a pretty nice house. And that's where I met another cool guy, which I wanted to hang out a lot with, and his name is Jim. So, hey Jim, how's it going? I know that you shop at Cub a lot, and I know you come through my lane sometimes. I actually want you to come to my lane every time. I don't like say to you, like I don't announce that, like, hey, do you remember me? I used to date Steph. But you were a great father figure to me, man. Like, man, I loved the times that we were hanging out. So technically, Jim was still Steph's stepdad, but Steph's mom and Jim weren't married yet. From what information I gather, they've been dating since what, 2011. I mean, hey, that's a pretty long relationship. So, still, I really enjoyed the guy. I still think he's a great guy to this day because again, he was a good father figure to me, and that's what I needed. Um, and also, Steph was a pretty good influence on my sister too. Like, I wanted my sister to have like an older sister figure, and that's what Steph was. But unfortunately, Steph broke all of our hearts. Even my sister is like, Steph, you need to realize right now that my sister looked up to you. Like, she wanted to hang out with you a lot. And that's when we get into chapter 4, the serious relationship slash sweet 16. So, my mom thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea too. That I'd buy Steph a purity ring. If you don't know what a purity ring is, it means like again, as the male, you have to buy this specific ring for your girlfriend. So put it on her ring finger, and you gotta commit to like not do it until like after marriage. And I don't know why I didn't do that. I don't know why I didn't got that. Like, that should have been the better birthday gift for her. Like, we'll get to that in a little bit. Like, I should have just like kneeled down, just like give her the ring, like all that. Like, we weren't ready for marriage, obviously, but this is where things started to get a little bit, I guess, like risque. So, okay, so here I have a little bin of basically memoirs of Steph, and I keep it in one of my closets because I don't want it to remind me, like, is it kind of weird to have like, I guess, like PTSD for when you've had the good times, but then they start to come back to haunt you? Like, man, I wish I could have those moments again. Like, jeez. Again, I'm staying away from that. I don't want to get too attached to that anymore. I mean, I think like in the last year I was working on like not to be too attached to that, and yeah, to be honest, like not anymore. Sure, I want to make this video also just to like get those feelings out of the way because yeah, I just want to tell you guys my experience and hopefully give you decent advice on what to do and what not to do. So, anyways, in this bin, here's one of the. We'll start with this. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm not gonna give the address because I forgot it was on here, but she gave me an invitation to her Sweet 16. Um, so we celebrate her birthday party on the 12th of May, and I had to dress semi-formal, which I didn't look that bad. I didn't have 100% of everything, but I looked decent. Of course, bring in an extra outfit for activities, and we went to Zero Gravity, which we'll get to a little bit. I love that place, by the way. If you haven't been to Zero Gravity yet, you should. And of course, the last one, like if you can spend the night. And obviously, both me and my mom knew that I wasn't gonna do that because I was the only guy at that party. I've talked about this a little bit, and like this was the last invitation. Like, it's so rare to be invited to like I guess like a girls' party, but you're the only guy. Only because like if you're the boyfriend to the girl, then she will have a good reason why to invite you. So oh my gosh. So let me see if I can try to cover it up. So this is pretty much what it looks like. There's the bow. So yeah, I keep it intact. Again, I'm not obsessing over it, but you know, it's just one of those things that you just need to still keep in case of things happen again. Because, like Balin said, I know he didn't say this, but somebody told him like, if you love something, let it free. If it comes back, then it's meant to be. So yeah, we get into the Sweet 16. Was this before or after? Because she had like other movie nights with me and my family. Like she came to our house a couple of times after that, after the Infinity War and after the party. So well, before her Sweet 16, we went to a nail salon to get her nails done, and I don't remember if my mom paid the whole thing. I don't know. It was just so weird. But her nails were awesome, by the way. And bring in May 12th, the Sweet 16. I do want to say this though. Like, as soon as I saw her in her dress, like she looked absolutely beautiful, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And of course, like there's my good friends like Lindsay and Cassandra, and then there were some other friends that I was still kind of getting used to, and then there was a couple others that I didn't really know about, and then there was Steph's sister, and that's where when we bring in the pictures. Well, okay, so the presents we leave on the floor of the living room, and I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, we brought them along, so like she'll open them later on. Anyways, we get to the pictures, and then she's posing pictures with us, and then her and I would do like maybe a couple, and that's when I should have realized like, oh man, I should have gotten a period ring. I should have like went on my knees and give them to her, like, and that's when the magic really starts. The limousine. Actually, now I think about it. Okay, second magic. I want to talk about my first kiss. Now, I've done a separate video on this, so I knew it because I know I said I remember everything, but I'm saying everything out of like it's like out of order. So let me say this really quick. So pretty much like our next date, it was at our house, right? And I believe it was on May the 4th, and then she was hearing sirens, and then she wanted to go outside, and then I needed to go outside with her too to make sure she was okay, and then my brother was outside, and we were talking about our first kiss, and then I figured like I'm thinking like the porch. That's a good start. So I tell my brother to go inside, like, hey brother, can you like go inside really quick, like to check on something or something? I don't remember. remember specifically. So I was hugging her like to protect her, and then like eye contact. We made eye to eye, and then touched lips. And again, to be honest, guys, my first kiss, I was like, but I didn't do it like that. I was just like, and then I was really getting into it. Like, this is actually not bad. I've always wanted this feeling. So yeah, a few more kisses after that, and then yeah, it was pretty special, guys. First kisses will always be special and always be memorable, guys. Don't forget that. Even if you regretted somebody, like regretted dating somebody, just remember the first kiss always counts. And you have experience. Like, yeah, you don't need practice, okay? I never had practice, so we're good. Yeah, this video is going on longer than I thought. I'm trying to speed it up here. Anyways, okay, so the second magic, that's when the limousine comes in for the Sweet 16. I'm like, oh my gosh, my first limousine. That's what I was thinking, and then I believe it was me and Steph that went in first. We sat in like the front. Obviously not like the driver's seat and all that, because that's where Jim sat with the driver. But just like, oh my gosh, it was so awesome, that first experience. Oh my gosh, guys, like we drove through the cities, and then oh my gosh, enjoyed music. And that's when, I don't remember what was the first song, but I'm left to believe that this was our song, and I'm glad that she played it. And the music, that song was released that year, Psycho by Post Malone. I absolutely loved it. I remember after the birthday, I was just like, I'm going to bed, I'm going to listen to this. So I felt like that was our song. Now that I listen to it, I don't hold a special attachment to it anymore, because I'm thinking like, this will probably be a song for me and another future girlfriend that we'll have. Like, I felt like we could relate to this song, not 100%, but just a lot of things. So yeah, that's where we get into zero gravity. It's a trampoline place, guys. These are the pair of socks that we get. I gotta say, that was fun, guys. I want to go again with a group of friends for sure. I'm just hoping that if I do go again one day, hopefully I don't get like, again, PTSD or like really bad flashbacks. Like, oh, I can't do it, guys. Too many good movies. Oh my gosh. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're gonna love trampoline places. And then after that, we were still in the cities, and we went to a really good restaurant. Again, this is one of those restaurants or like Perkins or like Lake Cafe and all, or any of those. I forgot what it was called. I want to say it sounds like low key, right? But it's like pronounced like too fancy. Like, do you guys know what the restaurant is? I try looking it up. Like restaurants in the cities, Twin Cities. But their food was awesome, and our table, it was like on a higher platform, like it was on like these boards, and we could like sit up high enough. And that's when she started opening the gifts. Not right away, but my mom and I got Steph a Bible, which was a pretty nice Bible. I do want to be clear here, though, guys. I wasn't like forcing Steph to become a Christian. Like, you don't force people to become a Christian right away. Like, if they want to, it can be in their own time. Okay. I just don't like when people have this save the world hero complex. Like, that's pretty selfish, guys. Like, let people like get into this thing in their own time. And we stop at another place after that. Like, we post for pictures and all that. And I don't know why we came. There was like a line of people, and then Steph's mom and some other girls, like they were like screaming like crazy, because like, thank God there was no alcoholic drinks again, because at a Sweet 16 you're not supposed to have those, but they pretend to be drunk and all that. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, I guess. And they did this for like in the limousine. I don't know who suggested this, but like they said, like, let's go around in a circle and say nice things about Steph. I don't know who started at first. Maybe Steph's mom, and then I think it was like going again. This video is reversed, so going to her and then going to everybody else and going to me. I think I was like the second to last guy, and I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared. Okay, for the first half, like I was keeping it together, but the second half, oh my gosh, I was about to piss my pants. I didn't know what else to say, so I came out with saying like, and I knew we were gonna be together for the rest of our lives. I'm thinking like, what? We don't even know where this is gonna go. And then everyone was like, kiss, 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 and then we eventually like kiss each other on the cheeks, like why not on the lips? Because oh my gosh, I was so nervous. And then Steph was crying, and my gosh, she was hugging me, and like oh my gosh. Again, try not to get too attached here. Still, good times, but still. This is when I should have known that I should have realized that Steph was using me, really. Like just to brag to her friends, like, oh, this is like my trophy boyfriend and all that. Like, come on, Steph, really? So mature. Even one of her friends that I mentioned, like, this is one out of two of the friends that I didn't really know about. Like, she's really tall, and before we left, she was accusing me of being one of those guys who wants to use Steph for like doing it and everything. Like, I'm like, trust me, I'm not that guy. Honestly, I hope I never see her again because she is toxic, guys. Yeah, I hated her so much because she said that to me. She was accusing me of a lot of things. So we get home to her place, and then it was already nighttime. It was dark. Then eventually my mom picks me up, and I'm honestly happy I did not sleep over at Steph's place because they would have done like makeover pranks on me while I was sleeping. Like my gosh, I'm happy that didn't happen. So yeah, again we had a few other dates. Like there was one time where she came to my house again to watch God's Not Dead, and then Steph offered me to go to Applebee's with her on another date, and we eventually did. And then we went back to her place, and then what else? Then comes our 1 month anniversary. May. Still, we're in May. So we pretty much have the date at her house, and we watched the new Jumanji movie, which, by the way, was not impressed. It was very too much adult, so I did not like it as much. But one of those times, we made out for 5 minutes. I gotta say, again, I really enjoyed that. Oh, that was so fun. Yeah, she was pretty much my samurai X, my Nia, my a water ninja, the master of water. I compared us to like Jay and Nia from Ninjago. Oh my gosh. And then as usual, me and Jim were talking, and I thought, like, man, what a great guy. And then my mom comes in later, about to pick me up. Like, her and Steph's mom were talking, and then I kind of noticed that Steph's mom was throwing my mom under the bus, like accusing her of things. Which, by the way, after Steph's birthday, Steph's mom texted my mom saying, like, oh, it was inappropriate for me to give Steph a Bible. Like, really? Even both my mom and I thought, like, it's inappropriate for Steph's mom saying that was inappropriate. Like, frick you, woman. Okay? Besides, it was my idea from the start anyway, so you do not get to throw my mom or anybody else under the bus, okay? If you have a problem, you could talk with me, okay? Anyways, I mean, that's pretty much what she's known for, just throwing people under the bus, causing drama. I don't like the fact that Steph is obsessed with the news. Like, we don't need to know everything what's going on with the world. Okay? We don't need that. So eventually, after date night, it was pretty memorable. But as soon as I was at the door, right, I had this feeling like, okay, I'm not gonna come back here ever again. I had that feeling, and that was a pretty bad feeling, guys. Um, I'm just trying to keep an eye on my note card, so still going pretty good here. I was thinking a lot about it during the weekend, and then comes Monday. I believe it was like the last week of school, and then I wasn't mad with Steph, but I was pretty annoyed with her for whatever reason. Maybe it was because like, oh, I'm not gonna go back to your house ever again. I had that feeling. I never said that to her, but there was one time she accused me for being upset with her. Like, why would I be upset with you? Like, what did you do? I would have a specific reason why I would be upset with you, and that was my worry. Like, when I'm in a relationship, I don't want to accuse the girl for anything. All right, like, you need to be reasonable. You need to hear their story. Like, if it's something not to be upset about, then don't get mad. Yeah, Steph accused me for being upset with her all the freaking time. So yeah, we pretty much weren't flirty with each other during that week, and I believe it was that same week. Lindsay was trying to tell me something, and then I was just like, I don't care to whatever it is, and I was texting Steph, and then she accused me for saying I don't care for her anymore. Like, what? If I said I didn't care about you, I would have broken us up. Which again, that's another story. I'll get in a little bit. Um, yeah, it's pretty much on our last days of school. I was feeling pretty annoyed with Steph again for whatever reason. On the last day, I had to make sure I had to savor those moments. And she was going to spend at least a month with her dad, which I was fine with, but I was getting a little worried, like, what if she's going to break up with me? That was when my last day I was feeling like crap. If you guys remember my old Instagram account, the original Blu-ray David account, yeah. I made a post like I was at my buddy Gav's house and I was like, I feel like crap, guys. And then she was starting to be I should have had a sense like she is trying to make me break up with her. That's when I should have like gotten like all the senses. And June comes around and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she keeps texting me. I think it was almost every day, like, do you want to break up with me? Do you want to break up with me? I'm like, no, I don't want to break up with you. But I should have had common sense, like, okay, if you ask me this one more time, I will break up with you, okay? Because you were obsessed with me, okay? Which I should. Let's go on to chapter 5, the breakup. The breakup. Oh my gosh. Where do I even begin with this? Well, with her starting accusing me. Again, I believe it was still in June. Like, I had a feeling she was trying to break up with me on this day. Not Father's Day yet, but I was just like, wait, don't do anything yet. And then I'm running upstairs in my room and I'm video chatting her. I'm pretty much video chatting her through the rest of the evening, and we still made things work out, right? So, but here's the thing: she was joking around with me a lot, even if we weren't dating, and when we were still dating. Like, she was joking with me. I'm thinking like maybe I could joke around with her too, but I need to be careful. So there was 2 bad jokes that I shouldn't have made, but I was just like, I wasn't too serious about it. I made this joke where like, oh, your breath stinks, and I know that's something you should not say to any girl, okay? So I I got her like on one of our dates. I got her like this bag of like Dove mint chocolates, and like again, it was a joke. Okay, I didn't care what her breath smelled like, and like during like our yearbook signings, like when she came to the school, she started like long hair, and I was joking like, oh, I didn't like your long hair, and she took that personally. She took both those personally. Yeah, guys, don't ever tell girls that. All right. I'm pretty sure there's more things that you cannot tell girls about that, but just like don't. And she break up with me over that. Um, yeah. So comes June 17th, Sunday, Father's Day. I had a vision, all right, of us breaking up. It was on the same day, guys. I was so fricked up. But let me say this though, it was like the day before. She made a stupid Instagram post saying, "Oh, boys will come and go, but best friends are forever." And I'm just trying to reassure her, like, "Hey, babe, I love you," and all that. And she deleted that. I'm like, the frick? And then during that evening on Father's Day, she said, like, we need to break up. And I was playing casual, like, "Oh, it's okay, I understand." And then, so I was watching Jurassic World, right? Like, I finally got Jurassic World on DVD. And, like, after that, I was talking about it. And then that's when it clicked. I broke down. I was crying as hell. That's when I took it seriously. Like, it hit me. And I was talking to AJ Markle about it, too. And then the next day, I wasn't feeling like myself. Like my stomach was sick. Like I had therapy the next day. Like I was late for it, and then like, oh my gosh, that was so bad, guys. Oh no. And she broke up with me on text. That is so inappropriate to break up with somebody. Like, if you guys watch 16, you know that breaking up with somebody on text is very inappropriate. Like, it's a big deal. I was pretty much in Wyatt's position. And again, if you remember that video months ago, I almost hit the ice cream stage. I almost did that, but I just need to find things to cope. So I tried texting her throughout the summer, like just being friends, but just, oh my gosh, my camera. Hopefully, hopefully it'll still pick up whatever I was saying. And it was coming to a point with Steph, like she can't talk to me because she was on vacation. And then my tablet gets taken away, and my mom comes back. Like my siblings and my mom were on vacation, and then when my mom comes back from vacation, I had therapy, and she comes with me, and she shares a text. Um, Apparently, yeah, Steph's mom accused me for starting quote unquote drama. So I'm like, what the heck? What did I do? Just trying to be friendly. Even she was aware of the breakup. And then eventually, man, we got 7 minutes left. I don't know if it'll let me record over an hour, but we're gonna try to get this over with anyways. Yeah. After like a few months, August comes around. She sends me a friend request on Instagram again. I'm like, why? What for? And then it was pretty hard to go back to school because it felt like I never even left. Like we took a week off and then we go back, and eventually she dates this douche canoe named Zach. We were friends for a while, but then like I'm like, why this guy? You should know what he's like. Okay, so school starts. When I see them dating, I got easily jealous. Like I saw this on Instagram, like pictures. Like what the heck? Um, So what I wanted to do was like when we were at school, I wanted to like during lunchtime, I wanted to pull Zach aside, like outside. I'm like, Zach, I should have been like, Zach, can you come outside for a minute? And I was gonna have a conversation like this privately, like with him, like listen, I support your guys' friendship, or sorry, I support your guys' relationship. Okay, I'm happy for you too, but if you do anything stupid to Steph, I will personally kick your ass. Do you hear me? Especially because like I'm older than him, so But boy got what he deserved a few months later, like November. Like I predicted like their relationship wasn't gonna last that long. I'm like, give them like a couple months. Basically, Zach asked her to do it with him, and just like she's done with him. Like, yes, like I knew it. Like I called it. I freaking called it. So like after that, she was pretty much just looking at me like, again, desperation. She was obsessed with me because it was reversed. Like first she was obsessed with me, now I was obsessed with her because we broke up. And she wanted to talk to me some more, and then comes the next special needs field trip, and then like she asked like if she wanted to stay with me on the bus. At that point that night when she asked me when I was getting off work, I should have said no, I'm gonna sit with my friends. And then I tried to like convince her to like see if we could date again, but it's just like it couldn't work. But eventually there was this one girl before this field trip happened. I remember like I was dating another girl that time, and like I made Steph jealous. I made a YouTube video. I'm like, hey, I'm dating again. And then she's like, in a comment, she's like, I hope you guys have a nice life. And yeah, like I actually did something. I actually made my ex jealous. Like that was basically a comeback. Like you made me jealous. Now it's my turn. It wasn't intentional, but hey, it happened. So somewhat intentional. So, Steph, let me ask you, if you were still obsessed with me, then why didn't you like go out with me again? So it's very inappropriate. Like if your mom says this to you, if your mom says like, oh, you can't date him twice, but you can date Austin twice, like, frick that, man. I have a lot of respect for Austin, but come on. You won't give me a second chance? I've tried giving you second chances, but guess bump that, right? Anyways, bring in 2019, I was pretty much finishing up my studies, and then I there's not much going around, but I remember on the seniors' last days, we had to return our Chromebooks, and she was in the media center or like the library, and she was looking at me like please don't leave. I was looking at her like I was kind of giving her a look like, sorry, I'm leaving. You had your chance. So yeah, and after I graduated, she pretty much asked me a question like she wanted to hang out with me again. She's like, when do you work next? Like, what do you have off? And then eventually, she partnered with this dude who was ganging up on me. Thought it was a good idea to prank me. Remember that video that I made? Like this guy was claiming that he was Satan, but I made a video talking about like he's not. He was trying to mess with me, and I had to make sure that Steph wasn't involved, but unfortunately she was. And I had to block her because she was being an idiot with him. Steph, you done this to yourself. Technically, you're the one who started the drama. First you were obsessed with me, and then this happened. All I want to do is just, now that we're adults, Steph, let's try to have an adult conversation, all right? Try to work things out, because I still want to be friends with you, but unfortunately you're trying to kick me out of your life. And you know what's funny, guys? If you remember that Q&A her and I did when we were still dating, you know what's funny? She says she never wants to work at McDonald's. Well, guess where she's working? McDonald's. I was laughing, not to her face, but I'm like, ha! You hypocrite. Because when we got back to high school, she was working at the movie theater, and then when the bug happened, I don't know when she started, but working at McDonald's, but I'm just like, ha! So far, her and Austin have been dating for over a year. I'm like, again, Austin, I have a lot of respect for you, man. Again, I think it's very inappropriate to think like, oh, you can't date me twice, but it's okay to date Austin twice. Like, frick you, honestly. But I could tell, like, she didn't tell me to my face when we broke up, but you could tell she's like, my mom was so right about you. Like, seriously? Come on. I guess that's chapter 6, complication. Again, ugh. So yeah, chapter 6, complications. That made it pretty hard. So I feel like we have kind of like a rule, like even though we didn't say it to each other, but I feel like we kind of have like a work rule. Like whoever visits at each other's like work, we have to repay them like the same thing, right? Like hey, how you doing? So I rarely get her, but I get her mom at my work sometimes. And like as of the recording of this video, I'm gonna release this at midnight. I got like I saw her tonight. I'm like thinking like, oh my gosh. Do you guys remember a video my senior year when I said like somebody was stalking me at a parking lot as soon as I was walking to work? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Steph. So Steph, why the frick did you do that? Why did you do that? That was uncool. Like, you made me feel uncomfortable. Why the frick did you do that? I remember, like, a few times when I had Steph's mom at my lanes, I felt like she didn't recognize me, which was fine because I don't want to deal with her sass. Like, I'm scared of her now. So, again, I get Jim a lot. So, again, he's a pretty cool guy. Steph, again, you had an opportunity, but you freaking blew it. Okay? And I remember that summer 2019, I was like, when I was still, I guess technically learning to be a cashier, her dad and her step siblings came to my lane, and one of her step siblings was like, "Didn't you used to date Steph?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" Oh my gosh, guys! I remember when I was still new at Instagram, guys. After we broke up, I was doing a lot of live streams because again, that was when I was doing more live streams, and like she was trying to request to cross over with me on those. But here's the problem: after we broke up, when we did that, she wasn't talking. She was not talking. So I remember I made a video on that during the summer. So I had to get her out, and then every time she tried to get with me on like a live stream, I'm like, no, you don't talk. And then she's like, I'm leaving. And then one of her step siblings is like, what the frick? Why'd you like reject her? Like, I'm sorry, but nowadays, like, even if she tried to ask me back, like, I'm gonna friend zone her. So yeah. Again, disclaimer: not every girl's like this, but a lot of girls like to play games. Like to play games with us guys. Like, why? Why do you do it? I relate to a lot of like singers who sing about like, yes, these girls they're going through a tough time, but I hate that you play victim. Like, come on, Steph, come on. One of these days, you and Austin are gonna break up. It's gonna be super heartbreaking, and you're gonna come up to a guy like me, like, oh, can we please get back together? I want to talk to you. Like, nope. Frick you. You rejected me, so I'm gonna reject you. And the problem is though that she was discriminating too during high school. After we broke up, she was only interested in cowboys or those rich boys. And I've made a video talk about that last summer. So here's what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna do this on purpose though, right? Eventually, when I do become wealthy one day off of YouTube again, it's not going to change me, guys, but I'm going to do this on purpose. Like, if she sees me out in public and she sees, like, I have, like, a fancy car and all these nice clothing, because, again, those are the only guys she's interested in, like, wealthy guys and cowboys. And that was the problem during our relationship. She was trying to take charge, and she was trying to, like, she was thinking that we were going to stay in this relationship forever. Like, oh, we're going to live this perfect life and all that. And again, common sense should have come in my head. Like, listen, we don't know where this is going to go. You can't make up stuff like this. And the last thing in here was that she made me a love letter, The First Love by Steph. I'm going to read it to you guys. I've talked to her about this, and she claims she doesn't remember. So chapters 1 and 2. When I first moved to this school, I saw so many couples, and I thought I was going to be lonely for the rest of my life. Once class began, and I was lost, but when I found my class, I saw someone, and he smiled back at me. Again, I would have remembered that. I sat by him, and he told me about him. Something told me he was going to be in my life. I went home and talked to myself. I was wondering why he smiled at me the whole time. But it never bothered me that he kept looking at me. I thought he was cute. Again, this was when she was being creepy to me. Like, I should have seen the signs. So, Steph, you're creepy. So stop it. I went to school the next day and he talked to me. I have been thinking for a while, and I have been dreaming if I'd ever be with this guy, but then he asked me what my name was. This is how it all started. Chapter, I guess she says chapters 1 and 2 on the first page, but then it says chapter 2 here. Why not just make it chapter 3? He told me his name, and his name is David. I told him my name. A few months passed. We knew each other more. We start dating. When it was my birthday, I invited him. A few years later, he asked me to be in his life, forever married. I married him, and we have 2 beautiful children. We live kind of by the city. Then we go on vacations, camping trips, and we enjoy life. I appreciated that love letter, but here's the problem, Steph. Yeah, you can't predict stuff like that, okay? I'm a city boy, okay? I get you're a country girl, but I'm a city boy. I want to live by the city. Not the Twin Cities, but like by the city, and I love to shop. I even made a video talk about this back in my senior year. Am I a city boy or am I a country boy? So yeah, fun fact about me, I'm a city boy. Yeah, that kind of bothered me, guys. Like, if you're saying this stuff to Austin, like, Austin, I'm sure he has the common sense to tell her, like, listen, we don't know where this is gonna go, okay? We don't know where this is gonna go. If it's gonna go strong, that's great. So yeah, I'll make sure I'll link the Q&A video of me and Steph for sure. But in conclusion, guys, epilogue, final verdict. Still, I think we could still be decent friends, not the best. That's all I'm asking for, Steph. But unfortunately, you want to kick me out, so I'm just I've left you alone for a long time now. So either we try to work this out, or you're gonna piss off. And yes, you're an adult now. I really hope your mom isn't telling you what to do, like, especially as an adult, because you have the right to make your own decisions, okay? She's been dictating your emotions and your decisions for, I can tell, for a long time. You don't have to know a person like that, like even if you know this person for a while, they tell you their backgrounds, like, you know, like, oh yeah, they have a history. Yep. So yeah, I hope you're making decisions for yourself, Steph, okay? Not by what your mom wants, okay? I respect the decision that you still want to become an airplane pilot. Nowadays, guys, when I see Steph, even with her mom, I get, like, panic attacks. Like, I'm about to break down. Like, in October, before my birthday, they were both at my work, and I was heading to break, and I was like, go to the break room, go to the break room. I don't know how Steph feels about me. Like, I don't want to assume, like, she gets panic attacks, but just, like, I'm pretty sure you regretted dating me too, so yeah, not a surprise. Again, if you were to come back to me, I'm gonna friend zone you because after what you did. It's not fair, guys. Even both my mom and I think it was selfish that you dumped me like that. Yep. So, guys, do me a favor, don't be players. Even though I wasn't a player, okay? Girls, don't be players either. Don't be playing games. Don't be dumping your boyfriends for whatever stupid reason there was. You can always work things out. I always look back at my past relationships like, what could I have done better? That's what we ask ourselves. This is us mostly guys, so. Have you heard the song Wait by Maroon 5? I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Like, I hear this song all the time, and I'm thinking, like, this is me and Steph. And Meant to Be by Florida and whatever her name was, but like that was a good song. So, but Psycho, you know, good song. So, yeah, guys, this is the talk of the breakup of 2018. Is this the end of it? Like me talking about? Absolutely. So yeah, I'm over it, guys. So yeah. So I'm always gonna keep this box, but safely hidden, like from myself, because again, I don't want to get attached anymore. Because I'm 21, I'm still looking for other better fish in the sea, as they always say. I'm still trying, guys. I hate being alone. I'm not desperate, guys, okay? I promise you, I am not. Okay? It's just, I have that fear of being alone, like, oh, great, I'm gonna be alone. I'm gonna be a middle aged man. I'm still gonna be alone. Like, no. But still, I'm just taking my time. I'm being patient, okay? So hopefully this story cleared up a lot of questions for you guys. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure I explained everything to you guys. My sources are telling me that Steph has quote unquote changed, but I don't know. I had to see it to believe it, and I can't be friends with you if you're affiliated with Steph. I know one of her ex friends have stepped down from being her friend for sure. Like, at least she's got human decency. Give her that. One of her friends, you know. Still, I just even when I go to McDonald's, still I'm not giving Steph crap, but I'm still proud of like the person that she's becoming. Like she's hardworking for sure. So and she's become employee of the month. So even if you do see Steph at McDonald's, like I don't know if I want to say specifically, just don't give her crap, right? Just don't say like, oh, Blu-ray Dave sent me to like to make fun of you and all that. No, 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 no. But Steph, if you ever do watch these videos, these two-parters, I actually want you to make a response video, okay? Because even though you said you're done with YouTube for now, which I did enjoy your content, I enjoyed your vlogs. I don't know why you deleted them. I'm just trying to give you love and support. We were gonna do another crossover with other YouTubers. Make a response video if you can, okay? Because I really want to know what's going on. Just unblock me from Instagram and just again let's try to have a friendly adult conversation, okay? Just you and me. That talk we were gonna have 2018. I have my own place, okay? I don't know if you have your own place, like if you're still living in your mom's basement, but I wish you guys the best, especially Jim. So Jim, come and say hi, and just again I miss you, man. You're a really great guy. And yeah, I'm not making these videos for like harassment, guys, okay? But like I said in a few videos back, there's some lines that you do not cross, okay? Like when it comes to like to the really personal stuff. Still, Infinity War will always be the best date that we've had. Only the best. And our first kiss. So, alright guys, you know what to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please turn on the post notification bell and share my content if you haven't already. And tell me guys, are you still in a relationship, or are you in a toxic relationship, or are you going through a breakthrough? Because I'm hoping these videos will help you guys, okay? Again, I don't have the best advice, okay? I'll admit, I do not have the best advice about anything, okay? It's just that we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. We are not perfect, okay? I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not saying, like, oh, Steph is trash and I'm perfect. Like, no, I'm pretty sure she doesn't think that, but then again, what do I know? Yeah, I was pretty much Wyatt in this situation. Again, if you guys watch 16, like he pretty much matured in love, you know, like he rejected his ex for another girl. Like that's my man. Out of all the characters, Wyatt has had a better character development in 16. All right. Again, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for buying me the Lord. Be with you guys. Always love you guys. Peace out, guys. And again, have a great day. All right. Bye, guys.